Good morning, everyone, Your Excellencies. Of course, I would like to thank you for being here in the city of Enugu. I was invited by Bishop Sunday 3 weeks ago to be here in this important forum to understand what are the needs of investment in the region of Southeast. I have a presentation here regarding UAE economy at a glance, where I will highlight what we are doing in United Arab Emirates. So our GDP gross is 382 billion US dollar in 2017. We had a gross in the past 3 years actually. We had a gross in 2014 around 4.6%, and this is growing every year, 3%. Last year we had a growth of 0.8%. And we are expecting to have on 2018 around 2% growth. Of course, UAE is known as oil-based country, but we succeeded to diversify economy of UAE to be around 28% oil-based economy as of now, and we have a 72% non-oil-based economy. As you know that the oil prices is always up and down, and it impacts economies of many countries worldwide. But through our diversification, and I believe this is what we are looking here in Nigeria, we have to diversify our investments in the country. We have to look for other sectors that will help us to grow our GDPs, our economy every year. The impact on the oil prices is not affecting us in UAE at all, and this is an example that we urge all the countries worldwide to have the same diversification of UAE model. This is our top 10 countries doing trade with UAE, non-oil trade with UAE. India, of course, is our main trade partner with 28.4 billion US dollars, after it China, USA, Germany, Iran, Japan, Saudi Arabia, and so on. Business environment in UAE. Of course, UAE is attracting investment every year. We had attracted on 2017 around 11 billion US dollars FDI, and we did outward investment in other countries around $14 billion. Those are the main countries investing in United Arab Emirates, United Kingdom, India, France, USA, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Switzerland, Kuwait, Austria, Netherlands. The most important sectors of investment in United Arab Emirates, real estate investment is number one, of course, contributing 26% of the investment flowing in UAE, followed by the wholesale, retail, 23%, followed by financial information, 20%, manufacturing, 10%, mining and quarrying, around 6%, the construction sector is 4%, and the other main sector of the transportation, electricity and gas, and professional services. Our investment environment. Of course, to attract investment in the country, I'll say here in Nigeria, you have to make a follow-up with the best practices happening worldwide in terms of investment environment. How to get investors to do investment in Nigeria or in Southeast region here. You have to provide them with a proper environment for this investment. Of course, infrastructure is one of the most important for all investors to come in the country. If you have the proper infrastructure of roads, railways, all the transportation means, it will help those investors to come to do a production, a manufacturing, and they can mainly export their products outside the country. We have a presence of at least 38 free zones in Dubai only. Besides, in all United Arab Emirates, we are almost having more than 45 free zones in UAE. All the presence of the free zones in the region here, I saw outside roll up with a free zone happening here. So it will help investors to have a free space that they can do business in this free zone without having obligation or restrictions with the government rules. This will help them to import products from outside, for example, to have here local offices to do main exporting of this outcome to all other countries. We have a business-friendly legalization in UAE. We don't have any income tax for all the businesses. We are the main host of the 500 Fortune companies worldwide, and we have almost 200 nationalities living and working in UAE. This is the main incentives that we are offering: no income tax, world-class infrastructure, a strategic trade hub for the region, free transfer of the profits and revenues outside the country, efficient legalization and the system, laws to protect the foreign capital in the country. We have IPR, intellectual, and we have a competition and investment laws that help all investors to be safe in the country. We have ambitious legislative forms also to ensure efficiency and the transparency of doing business in UAE. We are considered a global aviation hub for the region. We transferred last year 125 million passengers through all UAE airports, and we had on 2018 until September, we transferred 98 million people. All aviation industry contribute 12% to the GDP of UAE, and we are expecting this to grow to be 32% by 2020. We have a critical role of aviation in the economy of UAE. The sectors are opening for MRO services, for ground services, energy, everything related to aviation industry. And this industry is almost creating 750,000 jobs. This is for the free zones. The free zones present in UAE, as I said, we had around 45 free zones. Many different free zones are catering to different sectors. We have, for example, healthcare city. This is for healthcare sector. We have a textile city, only for the textile. We have also Jabal Ali free zone, Dubai South, many different free zones focusing on specific sectors. In all UAE, we have around 45 free zones. We have 100% income and corporate taxes exemption for those free zones. No foreign exchange controls. The capital and the profit can be repatriated outside the country. A strong appreciating and fully convertible currency. You can deal with any foreign currency in any free zone in UAE. There is low inflation and easy funding from international banks. Those are the key sectors of investment in UAE. The petrochemicals, of course, renewable energy, mainly solar energy and wind, transportation and infrastructure, manufacturing, healthcare and education, defense and aerospace, real estate, tourism, agriculture and water. If we look to those sectors with the companies that are working in UAE, those are international investors. They work in UAE and they do international investment outside UAE also. We have, for example, ADNOC. This is the main giant in oil and gas field, and they are working in Abu Dhabi. We have Senaat, they are industrial, they're into agribusiness and many other industries. We have Kimawiyat, this is a petrochemical company. We have EGA, this is aluminium company, producing aluminium, investing in Africa. We invested in Conakry, a furnace of $8 billion US. We have Rack Ceramics, they are producing ceramics. This is in Ras Al Khaimah Emirate. The aerospace industry, we are advancing in aerospace industry. If you look 2 years ago, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid announced the first trip to Mars on 2071. 2071 is after around 53 years from now. So His Highness will not be there at this time. This is after very long time. But he gives the vision and the lead for the people who will mainly follow him to continue his vision to have a mission to Mars. We have a producer of aircraft spare parts, Estrata, who is available also in Abu Dhabi. We have the technology companies like Asraya, Yasat. We have Dubai World Central. This is a new place in Dubai. This is the host of Al Maktoum Airport, the biggest airport in the world almost. It will be ready by 2025. And we have MRO services, Amrok and Adat. This is Al Maktoum International Airport. Of course, all of you know Dubai Airport. Dubai Airport is mainly running with 2 runways only. Al Maktoum Airport, they have 12 runways. This is huge. They have the gates that will cater to the new airlines, which is, it's not yet produced even. They have the gates ready for the new airlines, which will be produced after 15 years maybe. This airport is, right now, is working only 1 terminal in this airport, the cargo purposes and economy flights, and they have a plan to be ready by 2025. The transportation project in UAE, Dubai Metro of course is running. It's connecting Dubai mainly, and we have a plan to have expansion up to 58 stations by 2025. Right now they are working to connect the metro to the main Expo 2020 site, where they will have Expo 2020 after 2 years. We have also Etihad Rail connecting all 7 Emirates of United Arab Emirates. It's around 745 kilometers railway system. It's connecting all 7 Emirates in UAE. Alternative energy and renewable energy, we have Masdar City. This is the first Middle East model for energy, the first carbon-free city, and they are located in Abu Dhabi. And we have currently, we are doing Emirates Nuclear Energy Company. Of course, energy is one of the most important sectors to attract investment, manufacturers, because it will help them to do their business in the country. We have our financial services. We have 2 main financial hubs in the region, Dubai International Financial Market, DIFC, and Abu Dhabi Global Market, ADGM. Those are the host of the most international organization in the world, the companies, the 500 Fortune companies, and they are the host of all financial sectors happening in the region. Expo 2020. I think all of you heard about Expo. It's happening October 2020 until April 2021. This is a 6 months activity. We are attracting 25 million visitors for this 6 months. The Expo will be creating 277,000 jobs. We won the Expo bidding on 2014, actually. And 2014 until 2020 is only 6 years. We had a requirement to build 124,000 rooms in Dubai only to accommodate the visitors of Expo. Almost more than 80% of those rooms are right now ready in Dubai. We are also now having all the Expo site is ready for all the pavilions of the country. It's a very important place for also Southeast region, to be present in the pavilion of Nigeria, inside Expo, to be selling their products, their services inside the Expo pavilion. The themes of the Expo, of course, are sustainability, mobility, and opportunity. Those are the three themes of Expo 2020. We are also acting as innovation hub. We have American University in Sharjah. We have a technology center and park inside this university, doing R&D for many different companies worldwide. We are also hydrocarbon hub because the Emirate of Fujairah is a global hydrocarbon hub, one of the three largest oil storage and petroleum products in the world. This is our indexes, the main competitiveness index worldwide. Of course, the main direction of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed is to have UAE #1 country in the world. To have this vision, everyone in the country should work very closely based on this vision. It's not an easy task to achieve #1 in the world. We are actually #1 in the quality of frauds. Okay, we are #1 in inflation annual change, in impact of taxation on increase of work. #2 in the quality of overall infrastructure. #2 in the quality of air transportation infrastructure, airports, and so on. #2 in impact of taxation on incentives to invest. #2 in the governmental procurement of advanced technology products. If you heard recently, we have the first real estate blockchain in the world is in Dubai. This is already have Dubai Land Department. They had a technology of the blockchain technology, which is the first in the world for real estate sector. We are #3 in the quality of infrastructure of the seaports, the burden of the customs procedures, FDI and technology transfer. #4 in the flexibility of wage determination. #5 in control of international distribution and extent of marketing. We are the 31st in doing business in UAE as per the World Bank records on 2016. Now we are ranked 22 as per 2017 records. We are #1 in paying taxes because we don't have taxes. So we are technically #1. We are #2 in dealing with construction permits, #4 in electricity getting, and #10 in registration of the property. We are the 16 globally ranked in commodity exports and 19 globally in commodity imports. And we are 19 globally as services importers and 42 globally in services exports. Now to come to the main annual investment meeting. This is where I work. This is where I do believe that this is a platform for all the countries. It's not just a 3 days event. It's an activity, yearly activity. The annual investment meeting itself was initiated on 2011 from the ministry. We are held under the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, UAE Vice President and the Prime Minister. We have a mandate to promote and facilitate investments in emerging countries worldwide. So we are like a small UN. We are working with almost 170 countries. It's not to make invitation to them to be in annual investment meeting, but we are working with them on annual basis on a program, understanding what do they need, and we connect them with investors all the time. This is our mandate. What is the slide? Okay. This is the main participant of the annual investment meeting profiles. When we started in 2011, we had around 80% the participation of the governmental sector, and we had 20% only is the private sector. We keep changing our formulas of annual investment meeting year after year until we had on 2018 around 32% the participation of the government sector, and around 68% is the private sector participation. The most important in annual investment meeting is the presence of the private sector. The governments are most welcome. They do their roles in terms of regulations, incentives for investors worldwide. But without the presence of the private sector in this important fair, they will not be able to help attracting investment and identifying opportunities in different countries. Those are the key sectors that we are catering to in AIM. We identify the most important sectors for all the countries. Of course, agriculture and agribusiness, real estate investment, finance and banking, tourism and hospitality, energy and mining, trade and industry, infrastructure, IT and telecommunication, manufacturing and education. In those sectors, we have a dedicated team for each sector. They have lists of investors, worldwide investors with interest in different countries. I'm not going to say that if you go to annual investment meeting, you will have investor, you will go back to your country, because right now the competition is very aggressive worldwide. If you are not up to the standards, you have incentives for investors, they can move to other countries, neighbor countries. So you have to be ready 100% before you go to AIM with a proper incentives, a proper feasibility study for the projects that you are offering to those investors. Go back. Back. Yes. This is annual investment meeting features. We divided it into main 4 pillars. Learning pillar, we have a pre-conference workshops. This is for a capacity building, mostly for investment agencies and for also businessmen. It's happening one day before AIM. We have our main conference, which is happening for 3 days. We have our second pillar is a showcase pillar through AIM exhibition. We have our main networking pillar through AIM Investors Hub, bilateral meetings, high-level networking lunch, gala dinner. And we have our invest pillar, the country presentations and investment destinations, and we have investment awards. Those are the countries who participated in annual investment meeting 2018. We had around 52 countries last year, pavilions from all over the world. If you can see, we have from Africa, most of our participants, of course, Asia, Latin America, Europe, and so on. Those are our investors who are present in the AIM Investor Hub. Of course, all of you, when you travel abroad to go to these activities, you would like to meet with investors. And it's not easy to make identification for those investors. It's not written on their face or badges. We are investors, please mingle with us. So we created something called AIM Investor Hub. This Investor Hub is a place inside AIM exhibition where we have a place for each investor with a permanent lounge so they can meet with international participants of AIM. If you look to the companies here, go back 1 second. Those are companies that are catering to the same sectors that we highlighted earlier. If you need agriculture investment, for example, we have Al Dahra, Jinan. Those are 2 big companies doing investment abroad. If you need, for example, you have infrastructure, Mubadala is doing infrastructure, Al-Majdoui also. If you need, for example, the healthcare investment, we have NMC hospitals. We have a financial investor, TBM Capital, for example. Industrial, Ulam, and we have other organizations. Real estate investment, IT and telecommunication, hospitality and tourism. We represent from each sector at least 2 or 3 investors in this hub. So it's easy to connect and meet with all our participants. This is a strategic networking lunch, which is happening after AIM opening ceremony. The gala dinner of AIM, which is happening in Armani Hotel, the Burj Khalifa. This is for almost 1,500 participants. The country presentation is a module for the countries and for the regions and for the cities also to give a presentation about all the projects that they are offering and what incentives do they have for international investors. And they can showcase any foreign investor in the country and what is his main success story and what incentives he received mainly from this region or country. Those are the countries who did a presentation in AIM 2018, including, of course, with Nigeria. We have 2 states that participate with us on 2018, and we have Minister of Investment also. She participated with us, and we had delegations of at least 150 people that they are in AIM 2018. We have other countries, as you see, from Europe, from Asia, from Middle East countries, Latin America, and so on. This is our regional focus sessions. We dedicated 1 day for AIM to have regional focus sessions on regions. So we have Africa session, Latin America session last year. Next edition of AIM, we are adding Asia session also. The Africa session is mainly led by Economic Commission of Africa, UN, and African Development Bank also. And we are highlighting for 3 hours what are the key, the main sectors in Africa in terms of investments, and we highlight few investment cases in this main session. This is very interesting feature that we are saying. We have something called AIM World Investment Map. This is a new development. Actually, it will be ready end of January next year. This will be open for everyone worldwide, for all the countries, the private sector, the government, to upload what are the projects they have, what opportunities they have in their countries. Of course, it will be going through our main filtering system until it's approved with the committee. Once it's approved, it will be published online, and you can connect at this time with international investors interested in these projects. This is a complementary feature. So we don't charge any fees for any country or any private sector for uploading their main projects. And we keep connecting them all the year, 24/7, with international investors. If I have a project, for example, and I'm having interest from all participants worldwide, I can connect with the project owner directly in this platform. I don't have to go through any third party or any participants or any consultants in this platform. It's a communication between investor and the project directly. We have our 2 applications for the main event, mobile app for AIM and B2B matchmaking. We have our AIM Connect service. This is what I'm saying. We are connecting the countries, the regions worldwide, all the 365 days through activities. For example, I'm here, I need to hear what are the key projects that you have in the region. We'll take those projects to investors from different countries, maybe from Asia or from Europe or from the States. And if those investors having interest, we will connect them immediately. We don't have to wait until annual investment meeting, which is happening on April. We can connect them next month or this month or as early as we can. This is our overall achievement of 2018 edition. We had 20,000 participants, 143 countries. We had 459 exhibitors, male and sub. And we have 1,000 experts almost, FDI experts from all over the world. We have around 64 media partners. We had 43 sponsors, 8,000 meter space, and 8 knowledge partners. This is few testimonials from our participants of AIM. Of course, we have from Africa, from Europe, from USA. Those are our sponsors and partners of annual investment meeting 2018. Knowledge partners also. We have a partnership with international organizations like UNACA, World Investment Agencies Association, International Chamber of Commerce, ECOWAS. We had an agreement with them 2 years ago, but unfortunately it's not active yet. We did not find our right person there to make this agreement active. We had other FDI consultants also. The supporting partners of AIM, we are working with around 80 chambers worldwide to attract businessmen to this platform. The theme of the next edition of annual investment meeting is focusing on enriching world economy through digital globalization. The globalization part of annual investment meeting is a very important part because the new technologies happening in our world now, artificial intelligence, and the blockchain technology is having a great impact on FDI. If we did not acquire those technologies from now, we will be lost outside the FDI world. So we are highlighting what are the impacts of inflow and outflow of FDI in this main forum. We have the AIM startup. It's one of the main features of AIM. The startups are the future, of course. And when we say startups, we don't speak about new companies who open those. Mainly, those are not startups. When we say the startup are a technology startup, they have an application or a service that is adding value to the world. So we have for the AIM startup also exhibition, a pitch competition area, so they can mainly pitch their ideas or projects. We have workshops and mentoring. We have a pre-scheduled meeting with 2 meetings for each startup with investors. We have a conference for 1 day, and we have award ceremony. We give award up to $50,000 for many startups. Those are the main sectors of the startups: healthcare technology, transportation technology, artificial intelligence, drones, robotics, renewable energy, and so on. We are working to attract next edition in AIM more than 500 startups in this platform. Thank you very much for this, and thank you.